looks the part of the National Player of the Year. We wish a happy 23rd birthday yesterday to Azzi Fudd. And we're set for the Ramblers and the Huskies. Ed Zlasky, Kristen Bell, and Tommy Paris are officials tonight. Here's KK Arnold.
You see Loyola starts the game out in a man-to-man defense. They're going to mix things up, but they want to be aggressive on the defensive side to start things.
They hit the offensive glass. Williams has an extra possession. Entry pass off the mark and stolen by Alex-Anne Bessette.
The defense has been at the top of the list for this Loyola team out of the gates this season. They've been able to turn teams over as well. 43 forced turnovers in their first two contests this season.
Alexa Kinas here in deep. Rosalie Mercill with a short clock. Desperation mode. And both teams turn it over on their first possession. Geno Auriemma, 71 years young. 41st season here. As you see, Allison Goof, 4th year at Loyola, but no stranger to this area. Had a great run at nearby Yale. Won nearly 100 games there.
She said she takes a lot of pride in living close to the culture here in STORRS. Now here's some zone by Loyola, 2-3.
Williams, up and in. And she's got the first hoop for the Huskies.
Look how far out Loyola is beginning their offense because of the pressure that UConn is applying defensively.
Strong gets a deflection, and now a steal. Spilling into her own bench. Arnold with her eyes up. Bounce pass. Williams gets to that right hand and scores it again.
Well, not much you can do when you're buried right under the rim.
This is Clara Joko from France, sending it back to the perimeter. Chivers only runs 5'3", and Loyola still looking for their first points.
She's diminutive physically, but
they've not shot it well so far this season. Only 35% as the team. Rebounding, of course, a major concern against the size of UConn. Bud gives it away from the baseline. Here is Chivers. Bessette trail three. Oh, she banked it in.
Glass work. Oh, my goodness.
Fudd brings the whistle and hits.
Azzi Fudd staying aggressive with her offensive attack as well for Connecticut. Smooch off the window for three in the open floor. So UConn's got to get back. Be where your feet are, is what Chivers told us after practice.
Williams knocked it away. And with another steal for UConn. Shea gets the early entry. See if the Ramblers can stop Williams. He turns it over. It's the fifth.
And that's exactly what Loyola did defensively there.
Strong with a steal. Tees up Fudd. Bottom!
Oh, my. I mean, her release is as quick as a hiccup. I mean, good luck getting to her. And she and Sarah Strong didn't play a lot in that second half for good reason, because they had such control of that game against Florida State. And your rotations, you're going to get threes going up, and they have to contain that.
Blanca Quiñones, number 4 in white, is making her UConn debut. On the far sideline there. Freshman from Ecuador. Defensive recovery from Strong to alter the shot, but it's cleaned up by Joko.
Yeah, Joko right there. Picking up the loose change out of the couch for a couple deuces.
Felt Strong defensively, still trying to get her in the box score offensively. Sweet pass, handled and scored by Shays.
Break a play to make a play. Close to a steal by Serah Strong, decided against going for it.
Chivers able to earn a trip to the line.
And her words still echo after every blessing. Amen, God bless, and go Ramblers.
That's awesome.
I love that so much. I mean, the way that Sister Jean galvanized the spirit of sports and just the unified attack that she wanted to see.
Here's Chivers at the line as we resume.
And that's why that was called a blocking foul. There's no restricted area in women's basketball on the collegiate level.
Strong still off the mark. Got a couple of assists aboard, yet to score.
Look at the patience here in the quarter court by Loyola, just trying to dissect but look how far out they are to start their offensive sets. And it's just tough to get the basketball inside.
Quinones leads the break, shovels it over to Strong.
And just what a masterful attack.
Midway point of the shot clock as Chivers sets up Loyola in the half court. Haley Heckle's in the game. She's fit in really nicely in her first month as a Husky. First shot falling away from the block. Brooklyn Vaughn.
UConn defensively on the interior, sitting behind. These turnaround jumpers. An undersized Loyola team. They come in handy as the game evolves.
Backdoor cut. Nice pass. And scored by Ziebell. Allie Ziebell off the UConn bench.
Wow, when you're so dynamic and you can score so easily in the paint. I know threes are more than two, but my goodness.
Plaka, the steal and the run out.
Easy money right there.
Playing for the #1 team in the nation, this level won't shock her.
No question. I mean, I played in Italy, and it is definitely a different thing. I mean, you got these young players on the international level getting a ton of invaluable experience.
Heckle on the move and able to finish through contact.
Let's see what Loyola comes up with here offensively. Trying to get some pick and rolls here in the middle of the floor.
Heckle hanging in defensively, put in the hands of Bessette. KK Arnold locks her up. Nice find opposite. Kinas in deep. Sent away by Allie Ziebell.
And what they were working on in practice today was, hey, we might not be able to score inside, but we got to get a piece of the paint.
Fudd, they will not count it.
We got to spray it out and get some threes, and they haven't really done that well with that so far in this one.
Went 4 of 26 from behind the arc in game 1, made 7 of 19 in game 2, but I think the volume and efficiency from the arc is still in front of them.
Crack back opportunities on the offensive side.
The set 2-on-1, erased at the rim. Geno Auriemma.
Against a team like UConn, you got to knock in those open ones, especially inside the arc.
Shot clock turned off for Heckle and the Huskies. An ill-advised pass. Final seconds. Chivers. And after one, it's 22-19. UConn, the #1 team in the nation.
Tim and Katie Fudd, DMV's best right there. They have been outstanding mentors for her through it all.
Geno Auriemma called Serah and Azzi the bridge from last year's title team to what they're trying to become this year. And so far, they're giving the Huskies combined better than a point per minute on the season.
With 7 of their 9 top scorers returning from the national championship team. Obviously, you don't have Paige Beckers, who Geno Auriemma says that's like losing 3 players in one.
Serah Strong from 3.
And Serah Strong's ability to be a 3-level scorer, but also be a dynamic and disruptive defender. And she is just in her 2nd season on the collegiate level and just a magnificent star on the rise for sure.
UConn scored 11 unanswered as Bessette. Off the bounce. Strong puts her back to the basket. Alfie gets a touch on rotation. Gets right shoulder. Flicks it up and in.
Well, she has some nice English, but late in the shot clock, that deuce in the paint was a killer.
10 left for Kendall Hendricks, a sophomore from Michigan. Dead on the dribble. Comes away to Ziebell. She leads a 3-on-2 break. KK Arnold calls her own number.
See Loyola trying to get organized here offensively. They look a little disjointed.
Still seeing 2 defenders. They swing it over to Vaughn. And she travels.
You know, we have 5 starters and a couple subs, you know, with babies. And so we just really enjoy staying close to the game. But to see her back in the building, it just speaks to the reverence that Geno Auriemma has created here.
Well, when you've won a dozen, you run out of fingers for all the rings, right? And you run out of ways to distinguish each of those individual teams and championships, right? But hearing Geno reflect on what made last year special, he said it might have been their best March run as the most outstanding player from Tampa.
I had to make sure I said that really slowly, what Katie Flood has on her shirt.
Well executed, both by you and by Rosalie Mercilla, who has a 3 at Gamble Pavilion.
Those rebounds are going to come off long if they miss.
Ashlyn Shade rolling off that screen. She used it well.
In terms of her ability to score the ball in a consistent manner, 1 of 9 in the first 2 games from range for Ashlyn Shade.
Now using her defense to get a run out. Has Fudd with her, threads the needle. And UConn will keep it. A big start to this season. I had a ranked Louisville group and then Florida State, so they've defeated a couple of high majors. Ohio State is coming in next this weekend. Here's the bye game between them, and there's been no lapse.
Geno Auriemma was impressed with how they played against Louisville, but he said, hey, they scored more points in the fourth quarter than they did in the entire first half in that one, so they have to be consistent with their defensive energy and discipline. That's what he wants to see moving forward on the defensive side.
Shade sneaking in for an offensive rebound. Bounce pass from Strong, and she finds Williams.
Just with surgical precision. She is the leading scorer for all freshmen in the history of UConn women's basketball last year. And this is what Geno Auriemma saying, hey, you know what? Last year, she was not aggressive in terms of being the one that wanted all the smoke and the attention. And this year she does, and she's showing it.
I mean, Geno Auriemma himself said if there's an NBA player out there whose game mirrors Serah Strong, it's Jokic, the Joker himself. And when I asked Serah Strong about the comparison, she smiled and said, that's such a great compliment. He sees the court so well, as we just saw in that pass, that she was able to pass off for that dime. But just the fact that she thinks she does that as well. And when Serah grew up, she actually modeled her game after Maya Moore. Her dad introduced her to that when she started watching the game and other UConn greats. And Serah Strong set the next step for her game as we saw her to get that one to go. She said she just wants to be more present and impact the game on both ends.
To your point, when you asked Azzi Fudd, hey, what do you think about the Jokic comparison? She said, I don't know. I don't watch Jokic. I watch Steph Curry. So shout out to Steph Curry if he's watching.
Wait, do you think she knew that Autumn was saying those things? All right, so no action taken upon that review. They're just going to go point of interruption, go to the possession arrow, and give it to the Huskies.
Right, just turned into a jump ball there, but they had to make sure they get it right. And you have to respect the integrity of the game over everything else, so I appreciate that.
Caroline Ducharme is in the game with the basketball facing up. High-low, what a pass.
I mean, they're giving you their best, and that's what you want to see. Just pour it all out. And this team played Iowa a couple seasons ago at Iowa. Caitlin Clark on the floor, sold out Carver Hawkeye Arena. So they relish these moments.
Echo battling, still down on the floor, and gets called for the trip. And she's grabbing her eye or her nose face down on the floor.
Well, hopefully she's okay. I mean, that was a hard fall. Here's what happened on that previous possession. Right there. Ooh, just on the way to the floor. And nothing intentional there, but that doesn't mean it didn't hurt.
She takes her first personal foul on her way to the bench. Kira Chivers working against Ziebell.
That horn set and trying to get an elevator action out of it, but UConn blew that up.
Got Williams on the switch. Now single digits on the timer for Matus.
Somebody's got to give her a ball screen.
Joko with 3, turns it over.
Solid.
Ramblers cough it up, shot clock turned off. The final shot belongs to KK Arnold and UConn. Exploring off the bounce, takes the contact, and converts.
Okay, and got that deuce to go and just connected to the body and smooched it off the window for an easy deuce and some great energy.
For a natural creator, twice in this half to know when it was her turn to go get her own.
Yeah. Hey, this is, everybody can eat, right? It's like, it can't be my turn, your turn. And right there got a piece of the body trying to get the steal. How disciplined you can be with your defense. They got a great stop on the defensive side before that bucket.
And they add 14 points to their scoring margin in that productive second quarter. To the locker room at 41-14.
Now the challenge for UConn in the second half, can you sustain it, right? We've seen them put together 3 great quarters like we saw against Louisville. And we saw them put together a great half of basketball against Florida State, and then they got deep into their rotation. So I want to see if this top 5, the starting 5, can come in and sustain their level of effectiveness and efficiency.
Good use of the shot fake to find an open three. Alexa Kinas had some foul trouble in the first half. They need her to give them a jolt. Oh, no one looking. Strong fortunate to keep it. Gets it back from Williams. Knocked out from the mid-range.
Smart play for Serah Strong because of the unselfish nature of the offensive attack for the Huskies.
She's the first to double figures for either team, and now she erases on the take from Bessette.
Oh, that's a big-time block anywhere, and sent that one out with some gusto.
Alex-Anne Bessette basketball. She hit her first 3 of the season to open this contest. 3 to shoot. Has to be now for Chivers and the Ramblers, and a shot clock violation.
Late in the shot clock. So it's late in the midnight hour, man. I don't know. You can turn that around.
Ashlyn Shea hits the roller. Williams does the rest.
2-player action. And the assist numbers for UConn. 16 assists now for them. And they've just been well connected.
KK Arnold digs it out. And gets all the way home. Timeout. Allison Guth and the Ramblers. Appreciate Autumn's contributions with Christy Winters-Scott. I'm JB Long. So glad to have Big East basketball on TNT Sports this year. And led by the top ranked and defending national champions, the UConn Huskies.
Just look at this defense. I mean, it's swarming and suffocating on the interior. And Azzi Fudd told us after practice, hey, we're going to play hard up the line. That red line is clogged up with 2 Huskies at all times, it seems.
KK Arnold used that in-and-out dribble to earn a trip to the free throw line. Thought it was interesting to read that KK Arnold, met with her head coach this offseason, trying to learn how she could be an extension of the coaching staff.
Yeah, no question about it. I mean, she had a great start in that Louisville game. She had 9 points in the first 6 minutes of that one.
It's Williams on the switch. Now they go to the floor, and a tie-up the arrow favors UConn.
Look at that hustle. You love to see the heart and the attack. Hey, get on the floor and go get it. Do you want the basketball? I don't care what the score is. It's how you play, not who you're playing, and what you can carry forward to the next game. On both sides.
Shea, touch pass. Williams does the rest. So a couple of pieces. Both teams are missing in their front court. As Fudd comes away with stealing with numbers. Strong finds the shooter.
But I love that pass, even though Ashlyn Shea couldn't pay it off.
Guard of the Huskies steal it right back. KK crossing over. Shea turns this one down for a mid-range and pours in 2 more.
And that's what she's going to see more of, right? Her ability to knock in those mid-range shots.
Matus denied. Strong swatted that away. No shot clock reset, of course. Bessette's trapped on the baseline now and coughs it up.
Katie Smirkaduffy played at Madison for Pat Deegan back in the DMV, but also started her collegiate career at NC State, where she was Rookie of the Year, Freshman of the Year, both coaching that team. So they're continuing to pour into the game, not just into Azzi and their 2 boys.
Auriemma said is that he didn't think the W had seen enough of her, what she was capable of, and that maybe she hadn't played enough basketball to feel fully confident going to that level.
Yeah, no, it makes sense. I think the timing is perfect. I mean, she's definitely pro ready. I mean, that's not under evaluation or a question.
Nice find at the perimeter. That one extra pass set up a 3-point attempt for Quinones, making her debut.
See what UConn has been able to do with those 35 points off turnovers. And 19 of the 28 turnovers have been steals.
Alfie with hoops on back-to-back trips.
But a good decision to rip and go.
Matus for a transition opportunity. And Last touch by the Ramblers.
And that's a surprise. Everyone keeps saying I need glasses, but I guess that just hammers that home.
With the monitor, such Ziebell hesitates off that screen, then hits the gas pedal.
Attacking gaps and finishing it up.
Hendricks with the handle here, ran into a block from Ducharme.
Ducharme looked like she was a middle in volleyball with a two-handed tip. They were very deliberate in that game. Right? We're talking about the depth of this UConn team.
Oh, whirling to the left hand. Everything but the highlight for Blanca Quiñones.
Yeah, that was a tough one, right? Talking about lining things up. She had that pretty easy in there.
Loyola's 30th turnover there, and knocked out with 1:36 to go in the third.
And how they execute with discipline.
Ziebell attacking again.
Well, that was a disciplined attack.
Here, Chivers with a basketball and the shot clock turned off. But with Hector pestering defensively. Clean look for Vaughn. Couldn't hit it. 6 left if the Huskies hurry.
They just haven't been able to unleash those triples like they wanted to in this game.
Ziebell beats the buzzer with 3.
And the accountability that's held within those expectations. I mean, it's just been absolutely tremendous. Diana Taurasi, a 20-year pro in the WNBA, all 20 years in Phoenix for the Mercury, 5 times. She won a gold medal with USA Basketball, she and Sue Bird, respectively, and it's just been absolutely mesmerizing to look at those records in the record books that have been set by so many UConn players.
Lee Heckel opens up the fourth with a steal.
And they had some tough times with Tennessee, so I didn't forget you, Candace Parker. They're like, hey, man, we got something going on in Tennessee, too.
Driving kick. After Allie Ziebell scored 7 of her 9 points in that third frame, trying to create for others. No shot clock reset. So Ducharme has to hustle. Empty possession.
They continue to attack, but wow, I looked at those numbers. My eyes popped out of my head. I'm like, what?
She watched the 2024 Women's Final Four from afar and fell in love with the dream of playing college basketball in the United States and is now doing it at the very highest level.
You see the international scope at all levels of basketball is taking right now. The NBA entertaining some international things a couple years from now.
Opportunity to get out and run for Chivers and the Ramblers. Kira Chivers. It's the
Make the extra pass.
Made field goal since the opening moments of the third quarter.
And again, they're developing their chemistry, losing 4 of their starters from last year, just trying to reconnect with the continuity that's necessary.
Heckel hits right in front of the coach. Out in the hands of Kendall Hendricks, a sophomore.
A good defense there by KK Arnold. Didn't allow her to turn the corner there. Just tremendous gap discipline. Look at that right there on time. Rotation.
Kinas creates an offensive rebound. Too much English. Third bite at the apple on a foul.
Unselfishly, both teams in the last 2 buckets, respectively, have played in an unselfish way.
Is Alexa Kinas, sophomore from Wisconsin, at the line. She led the Ramblers freshman in minutes played last season, now stepping into this starting leadership role. Arnold rejects the screen and lays it in.
Smart play right there. Made the proper read, made the defense bite. They got stuck. Trying to play too high on that screen.
Fine bounce pass from Kinas. She gets the assist.
Shot rhythm and mechanics.
It's Police Fisher getting some burn. Ocean Granberry with the rebound for the visitors.
She was tagged as the Big East Freshman of the Year in the preseason, so and they have a lot of threats on the floor.
Ducharme cross key to Fisher for 2.
A couple summers ago, it's summer activities. They're just great kids, even though there's a foul right there by Fisher. Just got to get more to the ball line and not to the body.
Their longest non-league road trip of the fall.
First team All-American, WNBA Rookie of the Year for the Dallas Wings over the summer. And Geno Auriemma said it's like replacing 3 players in one, apparently.
How about the reaction from Patterson's bucket?
Awareness of your impact.
Sugar turns it over here. Loyola and UConn meeting on the basketball floor for only the second time in school history. First time in 30 years. Splash! Caroline Duchamp.
She's come in with some quality minutes.
8 buckets, not players for the Ramblers.
No, it's been certainly impressive to say the least. It's just been so difficult for them to get a clean look. I mean, it's been the swarming and smothering.
This is a bit of a respite from that gauntlet as they prepare themselves for another lap through the Big East.
Yeah, they were supposed to play the Naval Academy in Germany. Azzi Fudd was telling me, and they ended up playing in Annapolis, Maryland, on the Naval Academy's campus. Another second chance opportunity for UConn, maximizing their possessions. That's something Geno Auriemma told us at practice. We want to maximize our possessions, not only with our defense, but also on the offensive boards.
The final 2 minutes and close this out for UConn.
Really solid performance by KK Arnold, and just something to circle, for the remainder of the season, how she continues to evolve as the PG1.
Clever move. Ashlyn Shade having to navigate the lane.
I love the wry smile. She can get things absorbed quickly so you can make your way to the court, like she did tonight.
Hendricks cut off on the baseline. Gets it back at the wing over the length of Patterson. She pours in a 3.
And Hendricks, the lefty, got that moon ball to snuggle home. A lot of poise on the offensive end. Sharing of the basketball. 26 assists for UConn. There's another one. 27 of them things. But you love to see the unselfishness. But against Ohio State, they love to play defense just as well. They have a 2-2-1 press of their own that they're going to have to contend with and execute against, with Jelani Cambridge and her sister Kennedy Cambridge.
UConn is on its way to 3-0.
Just a tremendous team showing.
Should be the final points of the night for Rosalie Mersil and the visitors from Chicago. UConn will dribble it out. It's 85-31. And after 3 wins, they trailed for less than 2 minutes combined.
Just a flat-out solid win for Geno Auriemma and his team. And they just came in and just dissected Loyola in every single way possible.